Okay, this is video 2, and it is going to go through and explain tutorial 2. In tutorial 2, what we do, we are carrying on with the form you made in the application. And what we're going to do, we're going to create the form into an Angular Reactive Form, which we'll go through in a minute. And when we press submit, we'll be adding the form data to the local storage. So what I'm looking at now is a completed activity. This is a completed tutorial 2, where the data will go into the local storage. And what I'm going to do, I just want to show you what it looks like. So on the right-hand side, we have I've clicked on our add employer. If I click submit, you come up with an error, a validation message saying all fields must be completed. If I put in my name, I add a date of birth, whatever, and if I submit it, this will then put that data, those 3 fields, into the local storage and take me to the list page. And let's see what happens. And there it is. This is the list page. Now, this is actually displaying the data that's in the database, in the local storage. That's actually what happens in tutorial 3. But what I want to do is I just want to go look at my local storage. And if I click on application in my development area, I click on my local storage, and I'll see here, up here, you have a key value. So the key is the name of the database I'm created called employees, and the data I just entered. And you can look at it down here as well. Is here. I entered first name Peter, last name Cox, and the date of birth. So that actually worked. It entered it into the local storage. So let's go back. Let's close that down. So that's basically what you're going to do in the continuation of the app you started in the tutorial 1. So I'm going to go over here and look at my app in tutorial 1 now. So here we are going to grab this form, and that was already given to you in tutorial 1. I'm going to look at the HTML file. I'm going to open up my add employee component. I'm going to look at the add employee HTML file, and here it is here. And what I've got is a normal form made with Angular material, and you'll see these mat form fields. So all it is, I go to the Angular material form, which is here. I click on any form, and I just grab the code out of there, whichever it is, and I paste it in, and that's that. It creates a form field. So here's my form. And when I submit it, nothing happens. And if I look into my add employee TS file, TypeScript file, there's nothing in there as well. So what I need to do is to make this form a reactive form. Now, you'll see the notes in tutorial 2. And what we're going to do, we're going to create what we call a form group. We're going to make this form into a group, a reactive form, which makes it a form group, which makes, when I submit it, you grab that whole one object, and it contains all the form values. And I can do a lot of stuff with that. I can validate it. I can send it somewhere else as a full object. So it's really good and really easy to do. I'm going to flick between this screen and the one that has already been done to see the difference between the two of them. So your initial form is here. And what we're going to do first, we need to go into each of these form fields, and we're going to add what they call is a form control name for each of them. And that's identifying it so that we can add it to a reactive form. That's number one. The other one is that we're going to go to the top of the form, and we need to give it a name. a form control name. So I'm going to flick back to the one that's already been completed here. And we'll see here on the top of the form, I've created a form group and I've given this form a name called add form. So that's number one you're going to do in your tutorial. The other things for each of the fields, each of these fields, and this is really important, they must have a form control name. So here we have first name, form control name, last name, and form control name DOB. And that's all you have to do here for this form control. Later on, we're going to add this error message that appears up the top. So let's now go into our TS file for this. And what you're going to do is, first of all, we need to import at the top of our form the library code for the form reactive form, which is form builder code, form group code, and the form control code. There's also form array, but that's to do with checkboxes and so on. We're also going to include the code or import the code for the employee services. That's this down here, our service, where we have all of our functions. We're going to inject it or import it into our component here. We're also going to import the router library code. So that's number one. So first of all, like any object, we need to have all our libraries of code set up, and they're the three we're importing. The next thing we need to do here is we need to add a form group. You need to get a variable, create a variable called add form. Yeah? And it's going to be the type called form group. That's number one. So the next thing we're going to do is in the constructor, when we imported our form reactive form library, what we're going to do is we're going to, in here, in the constructor parameter, we're going to create an instance of that. So form builder is going to go private FB equals form builder. So what that means is FB is now an instance or an object of that form builder. So FB has all the methods and functions of the form builder code. Also, if we look here, we're also creating an instance of the employee service called DS, and we're also creating an instance of the router called route. So each of these instances, what they are, in effect, they're objects, and they're objects of whatever you're creating it of. So we're creating an object of the form builder, an object of employee service, and the object of the router. That's really important, that is. So the next thing we're going to do is in the ng on initiate, we're going to define our form, reactive form, which we called add form, this one, as a group, as a form group. And what we do is here, all we do is define each of the form control names that you've added. And we said if name, last name, date of birth, and each of them are going to be null. In essence, that where you see the null can be validation for each of these, really powerful validation. But we're not going to use that validation of the reactive form. We're going to create our own validation. So that's that. Next thing we're going to do is, actually, that's sort of it. We have our form. We've called it a form group. We've called it add form. We've added our form control names, which is really important. In our TS file, we've defined that is a form group, all those names, and we've bundled them together. Now, that means that add object is like wraps around every single form control field in your form, and you can access each of them and look at each of them in a real time or as a whole group, and you can send it off as a whole group to somewhere. So it's a really powerful thing. What we're doing here is when you submit your button, yeah, I'm going to go add value, add form, and we're looking at it as a value. And what that does, that grabs every single field there, and I'm going to put it into a little variable called display. Now I've defined display up here as a string, and that's here. And what I've done is in the HTML at the very bottom, I've just displayed that display as a JSON file. So if I come back to my add employee and see the display down the bottom there, if I put in something else, Geordie Cox, and oh, you know what, when I submit it, it's going to go to the other page. So if you didn't submit, actually, you know what, I'll just show you. I'm just going to go to here. And what I'm doing is that when I click the button, when I click this submit button, it's going to go through this validation process, the add form value first name. If it equals null, if any of these are equal to null, then put an error in, all fields must be completed. Else, do this, add the form value, all those fields, to this function called add employee that sits in the DS, which is the employee service object. And then route your page to the list page. I'm just going to delete that list. I'm just going to block that list page. And I'll just put someone else's, Mary Shelley, at birth. And when I submit it, see they appear here, down there. So that's actually what your add form value object looks like. It has all the fields as a name value. First name, Mary, last name, Shelley, date of birth is there. Right, I'll just undo that. Now, what it does is here, it goes to the service, and there's a function in the service called add employee, and it passes it as a parameter, that value, that add form value. Let's have a look at our service there. And here we go, the add employee function. And this is what I've called the parameter that you passed it, which is the form, add form dot value, which is the form object holding all the fields. Now, what I do in here, I need to add that to the database. And what I do is I go to local storage here, and I go a function called get item called employees. So it goes and grabs it. And what it does, it passes it, because what that means, it makes it into a string. And I put it into this little variable called DB. Now, what I do is I get my form data as a parameter, and I push that into the end of this DB, and this into this end of this DB object. So now that holds everything in the local storage plus the parameter that you passed it. And then finally, what I do is I replace the employee with the DB, and I stringify it. I make it a string, and then that means the employee in local storage now has the updated record in it. And really, that's it. It's a little bit fiddly and complicated, but it's not too bad. But let's just run through just quickly overall. First of all, you have your form, make it a form group, and you must have form control names listed on each of the form fields. In your TS file, you import all your libraries you need, and we're importing the reactive form library. We're importing the employee service functions library code that we've got down there, and the router. And then what we do, first of all, in the constructor, we create instances of each of those three. The form builder is FB, the employee services I've called DS, and the router I've called route. Then we create a variable called add form as a form group. We define each of the fields in that form group there on initiate. And then really, that's it. When you click the submit button, you can grab them all there. And then we do some simple